What's up, guys? I'm your boy B here at Aerophlix Media, and we got our guest here, Yah Gray. I've been waiting for this interview all week long. I've been stalking this man's page. Greatest Instagram I've seen from an artist. So if you're an artist, you might want to take notes from this man. Yah Gray, how you doing
I'm
today?
good. How you doing too?
You good? And
I'm
you
good.
came a long way to see us.
I have to.
Ghana, actually.
Right. And it's really, a good feeling being out here doing what I have to do. It really feels good.
That's great. Is America treating you good?
Yes, it is.
That's amazing. That's amazing. This is what's crazy is Gray has been here for how long?
I'm going to, I think, 2 years and some months now.
2 years.
And some
Two-
months.
and you're already doing big things in the music industry.
I have to.
That
I have
is
to.
absolutely, it's incredible. So where did you start? Let's go back to Ghana, right?
Right.
You were with a music group in Ghana, correct?
Yes, I was with a music group called the Mobile Boys, formed by Reggie Rockstone. He's a pioneer. Came from the state back home around 94, started a movement called Hip Life.
Hip Life. Oh my
Hip
God.
Life.
Okay,
So
yeah.
when he started that movement called the Hip Life, we was young by that time. And why he calls it Hip Life is like he created a new genre of music, our indigenous type of music that our forefathers or great fathers started doing is called high life. So when he came, he was more hip hop. But he wanted to coin a new genre and have his own, thing going. So he came up with a name called the Hip Life. So the hip is from the, hip
Hip-hop,
hop,
yep.
and the life is from our higher life. So he merged it. He started doing stuff that was all like it was way above our heads. We were surprised those things could be done, and he actually did it. Started rapping in Tree whilst we was listening to Tupac, Biggie, Busta Rhymes and stuff. He came and started rapping in Tree and started making the whole thing look like, oh, so we can really do it.
This is possible.
This is possible. It's not just sitting behind, your door and trying to do it, but actually we can do this. That's where, a whole movement called the Hip Life started. And, I joined later with time with a group he put together called the Mobile Boys. That was myself, Gray, Nkunya, and Kochoko. So we was three guys, and he did a song called Mobile Phone. It was more like everybody making a story around the mobile phone with friends. So making some hilarious kind of stories and something like that to make people actually enjoy you saying a story on a beat. And the song blew up. So when the song blew up, they started calling us the Mobile Boys. So it got to the point where we felt like we need a name. And he said, no, people are already calling you guys Mobile Boys just because of the song. So why don't you guys stick to the name Mobile, as in you're everywhere. And the boys, you being the boys. So we shouldn't take it just like people just saying mobile phone or something, but we should take the mobile for the word mobile with what we're trying to do. It's everywhere. So it made sense at that time. And yes, we started running with the name Mobile Boys. And ever since, it's been, story upon story.
Yeah, Mobile Boys, huge in Africa, right?
Right.
And then
right.
you come over here, you're already getting big here.
It's been a dream to actually, extend and come out here because my style was more of, when you live in a certain system and you do stuff and they tell you, yo, this system is not kind of really ready. You got to be in this system. And that system is more like you're doing hip hop and our people really, the way you take it, you need to tone down. And, it makes you feel limited.
Yes.
Right? You feel like, why are you trying to limit me? But a lot of artists from Africa are really suffering from this because, I can tell you we got some dope, rappers from Africa rapping in English, and you're going to ask yourself, is he really from Africa? But the only thing is, when you're from a certain place, your group of people, it's hard for your people to really know who you are until other group of people actually start pushing you.
Of course.
It's more like, Jesus was never accepted in his own home. But when everybody started talking about the works of Jesus, now his people want to claim him. So more of it, that's how it's been. And I'm really happy being in the state trying to chase my dream.
So for people that don't get where he's going with that, if you look at maybe Young Money,
Right.
so Lil Wayne's cool, Drake is cool, Nicki Minaj is cool, but
Right.
then the group actually pushes each one. Same thing that you're basically saying?
Something like that.
Oh,
Something
wow,
like that.
that is
Something like
crazy.
that.
So the Mobile Boys, right?
Right.
You decided that you still work with them, right?
No, the group is no more. We got to the point where everybody felt like they want to go their separate ways and do what they got to do. And yes, so that's where I took it from. But in the space where the group was no more, what I was trying to do was like, every year at least I can try and release a video or two, because out of sight, out of mind.
You're absolutely right.
So what I do is, I try to stay relevant, but dropping videos here and there, doing shows, going
You do
on.
a lot.
Yes, I do a lot back home, and I pray I get to do a lot over here to prove myself and show what I got to the crowd over here, and that's been the dream.
You will definitely succeed over here.
Thank you.
I've been over your Instagram, like I said,
Yeah.
and you post a lot.
Right.
You do all the things necessary to keep growing. I
Right.
see a huge future for you,
Thank you.
actually, here. You said that we would be surprised by the English that you said that.
Yeah, what I was trying to say with that is, when it comes to hip hop, from where I'm from, when you talk about hip hop to hip life is more of fusing the African rhythm with the Western kind of rhythm, right? But the flow that we put on our beats is more from like our local language.
Yes.
Like every tribe has their own language. And
I love it.
Right, and people put it on and you're going to be like, whoa. So you're going to feel the style. And we have the people who actually only spit in English. So there's a big gap between people rapping in English and people rapping in their local language. So it's more like when you do the local language, you get to have a lot of following because the masses listen and understand the local language that you're speaking. But when you're rapping in English, it's like you're trying to speak to a whole different group of people. So when it comes like that, you got people who be like, yo, man, I'm still going to do this because it's going to happen. And you got people in the industry who make you know, yo, what you're doing is dope, but the market is not here. You need to be out there. So that's why I said there's a whole lot of rappers back home who are having this problem. And, it's not easy as a rapper talking about this. When I say it's not easy talking about this, I'm speaking for a lot of rappers back home who, have the dream of expanding and taking their craft to the next level. But just because they come from a certain place, it makes them feel limited. I just want you to know, don't feel limited right now, because the internet is here to actually showcase whatever we do from wherever we're sitting doing what we're doing. And I want people to believe themselves and actually do it regardless.
That's huge. That is huge. And I want to add to that. Makes me believe that you are a genius. Why do I believe that you're a genius? Most of you rappers, I want you to take a good look at me when I say this. Most of you rappers, you rap in one language. That's it. You ain't rapping 2-3 languages. Imagine trying to triple, double entendre rhyme in your metaphors, and you got a metaphor in 2 different languages. What if that metaphor don't fit in that language? That's what he's dealing with. It's incredible, because not only do you have to know multiple languages, but you have to understand the breakdown in those languages and what would make this bar hot in this language and this bar hot in this language.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
You're a genius.
Right.
Straight
Right.
up.
Right.
You're a genius. So how on God's green earth did you learn? How many do you speak? 2 languages, 3 languages?
From where I'm from, I speak about 4 or 5 languages plus English.
I can barely speak one. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. You said 6 languages?
Yeah, I speak like 6 languages.
I feel dumb right now. I need to do better. Mama, I need to do better. We had a lot of foreign exchange students in my house, so like I know how to say hi in a lot of languages, bye in a
Right.
lot of languages. You taught me how to say hi in Ghana, and I forgot already. How do I say it? Not
Let's say I ask you, how are you?
how are you?
How are you in my languages? And that's tree called that it means at the same.
At the same.
And you have to respond yeah.
Hey yeah.
So when I ask you at the same,
Hey yeah.
you say
That
yeah.
was easy for
That's
me.
it.
Hey yeah, I can
That's
do
it.
that all day. I can do that all day.
Right.
Okay, what about okay, so whoa, wait, no. Meh, right?
That's you.
Meh. And then
Wo.
whoa.
It's saying you.
Okay, whoa, saying you?
Yeah.
Okay, so in New York, they've been saying whoa. That's what they've been
Like
saying?
whoa.
Like
Nah,
what?
nah, nah, nah,
Okay,
nah.
I get it.
Like whoa.
I get it. Right back to the roots. That
Right.
is beautiful. That is
Right.
beautiful.
Right.
Now let me tell me about this book that you got here.
Yeah, this is a book that I have on Amazon called Work Hard or Work Smart. You know, it's a book I wrote, when, I go online and I hear people talking about, I'm not going to work hard, I'm working smart. Somebody goes like, I'm not going to work smart, but I'm going to work hard. I feel like choosing one side, you are really, doing damage to yourself. Because with everything that you need to start, you need to work hard. You need to put in work for whatever you're trying to do to become what you want to see. And after what you want to do becomes what you want to see, then you can start working smart.
So you believe that there's a balance.
I believe there's a balance. You can never choose one side, because choosing one side is like you're not really being in tune with what is going on, because you can never know about or have any idea about working smart if you don't know how to work hard.
Period. Hey, straight up here. Gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, man, like it feels bad, and sometimes society plays, a huge role of people going wayward. If I say wayward, let's say you and I will live in the same neighborhood, and maybe I'm into drug dealing and robbing and stuff like that. You've been to school, you got your degree, but you're not really getting a job to really, go with your degree or the life you want to live. Society is gonna look at me whilst I'm, living my life, and going to use me as an example, asking you, B, don't you see Gray, he living the life? Don't you want that life? Until I get in trouble for society to realize you are the right person all this time, doing the right thing all this time. Society turned to make, flashy things and vanity, and a lot of those things becomes a norm to really define who a person is supposed to be, where I believe that is not the way. So society plays a big role and a huge role in actually getting people to do what they're not supposed to do. Because, we're living in the same neighborhood. Everybody knows what I'm doing. I'm selling drugs and I'm robbing and I'm killing and I'm doing all that. You're not doing it. And just because you're not doing it, you don't get to have the things I have, drive the cars I have, live in the house that I live in. They're trying to use my level of success to determine, or as an example for you to lead or watch me doing what I'm doing. So until a person gets into trouble, before a society realize, so all this while we was wrong, society will always judge a lot of people wrong and put people in positions where they're not supposed to be.
I completely agree with that. When I got out of college, the thing that they would ask me is, do I have any experience? Right?
Yeah.
Smart as ever, can do all the things that all these other people can do, maybe even then some.
Right.
But because I didn't have any experience,
Right.
they wouldn't let me through the door. And then finally it took me working hard with the smarts to actually make me realize that this is my value, this is actually what I'm worth.
Right.
Wow, that is huge to think about, because I always used to think working smart was the way to be. It's actually a combination of both of them.
Right, because in the book, I made 3 different examples of, let's say, 3 people or 2 people moving in the space of 1 to 10. we have people. If you got somebody moving from 1 to 10, and they be like, life is too hard for me, but both people are doing music, right? But they have to move from 1 to 10, and one person goes like, life is too hard. I got kids, I got to pay rent and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be at 5, find some job, find something to do, so I can pay my bills. And later, when I think I'm okay, I can come back and follow my dream. Mm-hmm. And you got the next person being like, I know I got bills and I know I got kids, but I'm gonna be selfish and chase my dream until I get my dream. If you ask me, these two people who is wise, I don't think anybody is wise or anybody is smart, because with both ways you got winners. You got people who got stuck at 5 and said, I'm going to continue, and was able to do it. And you got people at 5 who said, I'm going to continue, but wasn't able to do it. You got people from 1 to 10 saying, I'm going to do it from 1 to 10, and it's going to happen, and it happened. You got people who also started from 1 to 10, but it did not happen. So on both roads, you got losers and you got winners. You just got to determine which one you are.
How do you determine that?
I think you can only determine that when...
How do you know if you're a 10? How do you know if you're a 5?
You can only know when you win, because when you win is when you have the self-sufficient kind of thing that makes you feel like, I did it. And we got people who did it. That's why you think you can do it. And you got people who could not do it. That puts the fear in you. What if it don't happen?
The Lord wouldn't put the desire in the heart if it wasn't for fulfillment.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. This is Yah Gray here. I could talk to this man all day. Steve's looking at me like we're almost running out of time. I'm keeping this.
Yeah, you can keep it.
I'm
That's
keeping
yours.
it.
That's
Yeah,
yours.
even
That's
if you
yours.
said I couldn't, I'm keeping this.
And yes, it's on Amazon. People can get it on Amazon.
Shout out Yah Gray. Please follow him on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, X account.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. If you see this man, follow him on Cash App if you can. Follow this man. Guys, I'm your host.
Everywhere except OnlyFans.
Except OnlyFans. Not there. Now, unless if he sells his music on OnlyFans, then maybe then.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
Guys, I'm your boy, B Vanish. This is Yah Gray. Yah Gray.
Yah Gray,
Please,
right.
we do this with every episode. Shout out everybody you love. Shout out everyone to everything in that camera right there.
Yo, I want to say shout outs to every great Republican back home. I want to say big, thank you to every Ghanaian out there who ever pushed my song. Every thank you goes to, DJs, bloggers, everybody or anybody out there who has ever shared my stuff or even liked my stuff. I want to say thank you, and I do this for you.
Now y'all listen to me, and y'all listen to whoop. Let's go. It's your boy B. Thank you for stopping at Aerophlix Media. Right. Yah Gray, man. Right. This always happens. If it's fire, it'll drop down like that every time. Every single time. Am I right, Steve? Right. Am I right, Steve? Thank you guys for joining in.